What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, doing a Robinsongz VOD review because this is one of those games where the game just kind of goes onto a journey. Robin played a line in this game that's not really a default line that anybody plays, but because of the conditions, because of the spot that he was given, he was able to play actually a really interesting line. You can also, by the way, see that Robin is like giving away some stuff on his stream. I know he is doing a like charity stream, so definitely go check out that in the description. I'll leave his link down there. I know he is, I believe, doing it all week, so there should definitely be more streams for you guys to catch of him doing that. So yeah, we start off here. While we're getting through this this early thing, I think he's going to lock in once we get to augment here. We start off with a Diana early, which does give us the possibility of playing an early Arbiter opener if we ever get to it. Okay. Okay, let's just get into the augment here. Flexible Pandora's items and Heart of the Swarm here. I do think Flexible is just like generically decent augment. Heart of the Swarm sounds absolutely horrible here. He might, yeah, okay, we're not. We're going to for fun at subservice, not the best in general. Build a Bud, also not the best, but he does find worth the wait here. He rolls, and finds worth the wait here, which is a godsend because all of his other options were quite awful. But he can now pick up the Pantheon, which is a pretty decent unit to play into. I've seen this played into a lot of different Lulu reroll variations. I think it's pretty easy to play this into just kind of like the old school natural Lulu reroll where you just play Stargazer, you play Pantheon normally on this board, and you can just take the Pantheon 3 for free, then push fast level 7 and play that. But that's not exactly what Robin ends up playing in this game. I like his line selection a lot, but as I talked about, it's such an interesting line selection. I don't want to give it away, so let's see where the game goes. So yeah, we have the Pantheon for now. Panth 2. I mean, I love Worth the Wait 2. This is just one of my favorite prismatic augments since I've started taking it. I feel like you know, early, like maybe towards the middle of the set, people really started saying that this augment is like actually insane, and every time I've taken it, I've never felt bad. There's almost no take that I can, you know, see from this augment where I'm like, oh man, it's garbage, especially after they've buffed up all the 2 costs. We're just in the spot here where it's like, I mean, what 2 costs do you feel bad about? I don't think there is one that exists here. So yeah, we will continue to chill on this board. The dream is that the Pantheon 2 helps you save some HP in the early game, and then ideally, once you reach stage 3, get to your Pantheon 3, slam some items onto him. That can allow you to win streak, you know, into stage 4, and then it's so much extra gold that you get as well. Mini Recon Bob is funny, but I don't think it's actually very good, so we're just going to take Divine Investment here. I think this makes sense, and probably just take the tier here to start getting on our way to making some AP items. Maokai is a great unit to pick up. Ooh, he's even thinking, I mean, yeah, he's thinking about the Sunfire perhaps, but yeah, I kind of just like the tier here. Finish out, very likely to be Shojin here, and put us into a good spot here, especially because we have this Lulu in shop now that we can start thinking about playing around. He's actually even just going to make the Spirit Visage, yeah, and just go for a good setup here, and you can see what he team planners out here. So let's take a peek at the board here. This is a very weird board. It's got Vhagar on it. I don't know that I really believe in this board that he has here. This idea that you play like 4 Replicator, Poppy, Vhagar, Rammus. That's an interesting idea, but I've seen like nobody play this this one, but all good. That is something that we could at least consider as a possibility to play for. Though I don't really think, because we're going to teleport to Pantheon 3, that we really need to do all this. Also, I don't think Robin checked it himself, but I believe someone in his chat said that this is Fountain Lulu, so maybe he checked it while he was, I don't know, looking at all the giveaways and stuff, but I believe it's Fountain Lulu, which statistically is like fine. Here you can see on the stats, something like Fountain is just barely positive delta, so basically even on Lulu here, so totally reasonable. You know, obviously not as good as something like the Medallion here, but totally fine. And I mean, this is just like looking at, you know, 3 Stargazer for the Fountain, though honestly it looks like if you play 5 it gets even worse, right? So just a decent enough Lulu ability. This was actually one of the best ones, just Lulu ability wise, back in the day before they obviously reworked Fountain. just because some extra damage on Lulu's ability is never bad. Just do extra damage is usually pretty hard to perform poorly. But you can see here actually Robin team planners out the kind of skeleton of his comp. And the idea here is that we're going to play a 4 replicator game because we're going to teleport to this Pantheon 3 so easily. We can just play 4 replicator, Panth, Lulu, Miss Fortune, Nami. Nami really good because she's getting Space Groove and also is just a good replicator to play around. Then you can fit Maokai Aatrox on this board for Brawler on this board and then get your Shred in. And then Ornn fits pretty nicely as just kind of like a last unit, gets you an extra Space Groove, also, you know, giving your entire board Bastion. So it's an interesting board, but it makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like a take on this replicator reroll that you've seen some people do, where it's just like Lulu MF duo carry. Normally, that is played without being able to get to Pantheon 3 because it's quite hard normally to, you know, roll on 6 for Panth 3 and then do all that rolling on 7. Normally, you just straight up roll on 7. Find like Lulu 3, and then like Ornn 3 and stuff like that. But in this spot here, we have the worth the wait, so we can just teleport to the Pantheon really, really easily, and then just have a very easily strong front line with this setup here. Cloak gonna get taken here for a tank item. Really would like to, with Fountain, get to that JG Nash, I guess. So in the opposite take, wow, another sword here. So yeah, looking like he's just gonna prio, yeah, the MF items really, really highly here. Make the IE here, and yes, I don't really care that much about the Lulu items, even though I'm at, you know, 2 Lulus and 0 MFs. We're just going to go straight for MF items, which is kind of an interesting take on it as well here. Next augment here, Glass Cannon, Spreading Roots, Electro. I think Electro's like okay. You really want more frontliners with this, but I don't really think it's Spreading Roots. I don't love Glass Cannon here, and he gets side effects, which I think is or not side effects, this exclusive customization, which I do think is a very solid augment in this spot here. Gives you kind of everything you need. Probably going to use this to just, I would assume, make a Pantheon item here, but actually I could see arguments for other stuff here. And he's actually, interestingly enough, going to roll a little bit on 6, saying that there's like a lot of stuff that I can find that is a big upgrade onto this board here. And yeah, just really just going to try to find his strongest board here. He looked almost like he was going to slam that onto a backliner and then is just going to wait this round because there's no reason not to. We can just win this round for free. So no reason to do it. And we do eventually end up slamming onto Pantheon there. We get the Gargoyle. Yeah, I mean, getting items onto your Pantheon 3 has to be a very good thing. We're gonna get Artifact Anvil here. This is Artifact Anvil Portal. Ludens. I know Zanya's look horrible in the stats on this this Lulu unit. I don't imagine that Flicker Blades. I'm pretty sure all of these are not great, so I think you should just take Ludens and then throw it onto the Lulu down the line. Yeah, I know Zanya's statistically is like really, really bad on like Lulu and all of these units just because they're backliners, right? What do you need a Zanya's for? I mean, every once in a while they'll get assassinated by something weird, but the overwhelming majority of the time, you know, the Zanya's is not going to do anything here. Speaking of not doing anything, this Pantheon is trying his best versus Gnar, but Gnar's a pretty good unit, so we do end up losing that fight there. Not the end of the world. We can just take random Boon for Thresh, which is always good, and he is just gonna, ooh, yeah, I don't know that you, I mean, double Gargoyle can't be bad though, right? Looks like he's gonna take Belt here, which is another one that actually is kind of interesting to me. I don't know what he's like, where this Belt is going, but I guess we'll see where he goes with it. I guess he just wants to prio anti-heal eventually. Gonna make the Shojin here, and yeah, that's the idea, is we want Belt open for anti-heal down the line. Because we are going to play Nova on our board, obviously we don't need to prioritize any kind of Armor Noir Shred. It's also really nice to get Nova in on boards like this, where it's a mixed damage, right? You have AD damage from the Misfortune and AP damage from the Lulu, so it feels really, really nice to get Nova in there, get the armor and a Marsh Shred out of the way, and then you don't have to worry about building like a Void Staff and an Even Shroud or something like that. You know, it makes a lot of sense from just a item economy perspective. We are getting beat up a little bit this stage, mostly because I think our item holder is this Ludens IE Shojin Urgot. I don't know how we ended up as this as our item holder, but honestly, it's kind of doing the job. It's saving us some HP, and also this Timebreaker is doing the job of getting us a lot of extra resources to play with. I mean, you can see here we are pre-leveled up to 7 with a lot of gold here. We are going to get pounded one more time here, but the upside is that we're going to have a lot of gold to work with. And these 3-cost Reroll boards, I mean, if there's one thing I've said a million times in my videos, is they are really expensive. So it makes sense that we are prioritizing our econ so high for this. We are going to get our 4 Replicator in, which is really nice, and start rolling down, trying to find some upgrades. Does not end up in Aatrox jail. We find that, which is nice, and we're going to throw everything onto the Misfortune, even the Ludens, just because we know 3 items on a unit tends to be pretty good. We do get Anvil here, which could allow us to build something like a DB on the MF, but we're actually not going to go for that. We're going to go for the Gargoyle here, and then looks like start building Lulu items. So maybe he just wants the Ludens to stay on the MF the entire game. I mean, it can certainly go on to her. It's got AD and AP on it, so I mean, really, it's just the question of who do you think is most likely to overkill. And I guess he's saying that he thinks it's MF. I kind of feel like Lulu's more likely to overkill, but maybe we can just leave it on MF for a while and then move it later. We'll see. We'll see. We are going to take a loss to this. Oh my god, that's a Static Shiv Vex board, so pretty scary there. JL doesn't do a whole lot. Healing Orbs honestly sounds pretty good on this double Gargoyle Pantheon here, but it's a little scary to take a 4-2 Healing Orbs. They did just buff up this Augment as well, by the way. I mean, I think it has to be Healing Orbs. I think you need a good combat here, and yep, we do pick this up here. Gonna roll down, do find some random stuff. Ooh, we find a Shen here, which is a funny in on this board, but it makes total sense, right? We don't need to be playing 2 Space Crew for any real reason. I mean, we're item holding the Nami right now, though I don't actually know why, because I think Lulu, 2 should be better than Nami 1. But either way, we don't really need that 2 Space Crew in, and the extra HP, the extra attack speed onto this board is really nice. So that's a pretty decent high roll on level 7. And you can also see, I feel like that Healing Orbs was a pretty decent high roll of an Augment to get here. You can see the board is just doing a lot of work. That healing goes a long way onto Pantheon. We're down to 29 HP, but we are in this situation where, like, if we can hit, if we can stabilize, you can really make it out with a board like this. And yeah, I'm still surprised that he pryos the Nami items, these items onto Nami over the Lulu here. But in any case, the MF is really the star of the show here. She's doing insane work with the 4 Replicator on this ability, plus the Ludens just sometimes popping units. Ooh, the only downside is our lineup here was kind of rough, so we are going to lose this fight. Hopefully gonna be our last loss for a while, and I'm hoping that we get Ari rolls here. Yeah, I mean, I think you have to take that. It's just so much value. Does lead you down the path of being Ari Boon, which you aren't very happy about, but I think you just have to take it here. Nami 2, yeah, I mean, I guess you take it. The downside is obviously you don't want to make the Void Staff here, so you don't really need this, but we can roll down here and hopefully get close. I think if you do get to like 7 MFs or 7 Lulus, you consider rolling deep, and wow, the Lulu 3 comes fast. Pretty surprised, actually, that he still rolls it to 0 this round. I think you could just think about stabilizing around Lulu 3, but he's going to say there's so much value in hitting here, and I mean, honestly, it doesn't look that crazy because we just rotate into an insane board. He does make the Void Staff slam, which is a little bit odd here. I mean, I think that's just a little bit of a troll play here, but hey, all good. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not the worst item. Gives us some MR shred before the Aatrox procs and is a slam out of the items that we got, so not the worst here. Also, my god, wait, he hit everything that round. Hit the Maokai 3 as well. You will actually see the question of, do you want to move items to the Maokai? And I was going to say, I don't think you do, actually. I'm pretty sure Pantheon, especially with 4 Replicator, is straight up better than Maokai. I even feel like sometimes 2 Replicator Pantheon is better than this Maokai, but we'll see here. Maokai, I feel like, is not that tanky of a unit, and yeah, I mean, you can see he gets a little bit cleared here, but we are going to win the fight anyway, so not bad. And if he does want to move items back, he has the 5 removers. We just need to, I mean, I think you could just take that. Yeah, he just needs to get to Morello here, does get it, and also gets Guardbreaker here, which is a pretty solid MF item here. And then, yeah, we can just do this and move the Loons over. I think this is beautiful. And then the Void Staff can just go to Nami. Yeah, I think this is fine. And he is going to swap the items back to the Pantheon. I think this makes perfect sense. Yeah, I think Pantheon, I mean, I lowest of keys, Two Replicator, I think Pantheon 2 is or Pantheon 3 is a tankier unit than Maokai 3, just because of the way that Pantheon works. Pantheon is one of these units that gets a lot of tankiness from his ability. Maokai is more of a support style, CC style unit. So just in general, if you're playing for a super tank, it should be Pantheon in general. Rotate into, honestly, a pretty weak board from Upset Max. Kind of, I don't know how this board came to fruition. Maybe it's just one of those games where he ended up super contested, but pretty good for Robin's spot because, I mean, he's rotating into like E1 and just absolutely clearing it. So top 4 looking pretty good. And okay, Upset Max does find the Kindred 2 there. So honestly, a pretty good time to fight him before he finds all of his upgrades here. A few scary boards that exist here, right? There's the Soft Nose Moldiver here who is win streaking here. We're going to rotate into this Xayah board who does have the Jhin, as all Xayah players do on 8. But the MF doing a great job of sniping backline. Here is the kind of bread and butter. Why does this comp work and what's going on is that Lulu plus MF do a great job of sniping units together. MF, with her waves, can reduce the HP of the backline, just do a little bit of chip damage. And Lulu, if you guys have ever played against a Lulu, you will know that she hits the units closest to her. But once you chew through one front line, or even in situations like this where there's only one main front line, she can easily snipe backliners here. I mean, this cast is going to snipe a few backliners, and boom, all of them are super, super low. So a board like this is actually quite beatable. We were on the wrong side, so we didn't actually end up sniping out the main Samira. If we were on MF on left side, I think we actually could have won this fight, but it happens. Archangel's a decent enough AP item. I wonder if, yeah, we're going to move this over to the Lulu here and then just move the Morello over and put the util items all into the Nami. I think it makes perfect sense. Nami has a pretty nice ability to apply this kind of stuff with the splash damage. I would actually consider swapping Nami to the middle here just to ensure, yep, I think this is perfect. Just to ensure that she is going to, you know, AoE the units that matter, because if you put her all the way on the end there, it's kind of scary. But yeah, you can see in a fight like this, look at this MF. I mean, the backline is almost dead from 2 MF casts, and then the Lulu just cleans up the rest of it, Nami as well. I mean, it's just a perfect board. Obviously, really expensive. This is why you want something like a Pris Ticket, or a Worth the Wait really does fit really, really nicely onto this board to allow you to, you know, just get not only the stabilization on the Pantheon 3, but then the extra econ to hit everything else here. We also do finally get Rost in on this board. Fits pretty nicely, right? 5 trait Rost is pretty good. Is kind of the standard for a good Rost here. Once again, perfect side here. So MF just snipes out the backline, wins another fight. This unit is just actually crazy. We really just need to ensure that we have MF opposite side of the enemy carries, and we might be able to beat everybody, though. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I feel like I'm gonna like caster curse him, but we will see here. We still haven't fought that that Moldiver player, I don't believe, unless that was the guy that did clear us. But hey, we will chill here for another round here, get our last item onto Nami, very likely. Hopefully some kind of like Shojin blue buff, some kind of item to get her casting faster. Just gonna roll down here to see if we can pick up Ross too, because we know level 9's pretty far away, and yeah, I think Shojin's the perfect pickup here. Just get that Nami casting. What did they change something in TFT with the last Wasian VOD review? He misslammed, then Robin misslammed here. It's kind of crazy. Okay, we do actually get opposite side of the Samira, and look at that. The first cast hits there. Is it enough though? Second cast does nuke the Samira. Holy, we do actually win this fight. It's a total positioning gap, and this is what I was talking about. Is it's so important to get the MF just opposite side of enemy carry here. We are now in the top 3 here in this fight. If we win it, we're basically guaranteed to be top 2 here. So we'll see a lot of very scary fast 9 boards out there, looking kind of like we want to swap to right side here, and we are going to make that swap. Beautiful swap from Robin. Only thing is Nami is a little bit in Narnia here, but yeah, we do get it. Though the MF is, I mean, going to get a pretty good ult off here. The question is, do we have enough front line here? We kill a lot of backliners. One more cast from MF. The Lulu cast. Oh my god, we killed a lot though, and it is a top 2. We killed enough for it to be a top 2. I mean, just a beautiful game from Robin showcasing this comp. I really like this idea of the free Pantheon 3 allowing you to play this 4 replicator cap out, and it does crazy work with the MF plus Lulu. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check, and oh, and so for this code, just comment down below what your favorite unit this set is. How about that? What's your favorite unit this set? Anybody just comment their favorite unit this set down below, and then when I record tomorrow's video, so you know, you'll have essentially 24 hours, I will go pick a winner out of the comments just like randomly. So go do that, and if you are picked, you will get the chibi, it's like the 7-year Pengu chibi that Riot has given me as a TFT partner. Shout out to Riot Games for making me a TFT partner. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Bye-bye.